Do you ever feel like you know what you need to do, but you just can't get yourself to do it? Building discipline can be tough, but it's not impossible. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my honest advice that you can start to use in order to become more disciplined. These are the actionable insights that you can start to use to help you stay committed to your goals and create positive, lasting change in your life. Welcome back, and if you're new, my name is Bennett. I'm here to share some ideas that have helped me move the needle just a little bit in my own personal life, and I hope you find them beneficial. Being somebody who has written 2 books, has created many courses, has done over 200 LinkedIn Lives, and have presented tens of times, I'm going to share with you the tricks that I use personally to help me stay disciplined to start to do the things that I know I wanted to do. And maybe you resonate with Mike. You see, Mike was somebody who was constantly trying to lose weight, and he kept saying that he was going to commit to lose the weight. And whenever push came to shove, he wasn't able to get himself in the right place. But what was interesting is there was one time I was having a conversation with him, and we ended up having this light bulb moment where everything just decided to click, and he realized that he needed to just be more disciplined. For so many of us, we're trying to do something. We have a goal and we're taking action, but because we're doing other actions, or maybe we're not taking consistent enough actions, we end up not seeing the result, and then we blame the process instead of blaming the real problem, ourselves. And this isn't one of those blames that we should feel ashamed of ourselves, but to acknowledge that if we can start to work on ourselves, then we can start to change. Because at the end of the day, certain results take certain actions. And if you're not getting those results, it's probably because you're not doing what is necessary. So let's dive into the 6 different areas that you can start to work on to become a more disciplined person. The first area that we need to start to work on is really our planning stage. You can see for so many people, they have a goal and they know where they want to go, but they're not breaking down the goal into small chunks. And because of that, they come to each day and they don't know what it is they're supposed to be doing. They end up doing the minor tasks that make them feel good and could check things off their list, but they're not doing the major activities that are getting them to move forward. We all need to understand that there's certain actions that need to be taken. And if we want to be able to be prepared for that, then we're going to be able to move forward and be able to see what is really the thing we need to be doing. I find it with entrepreneurs all the time. You see, for so many people, they end up getting so busy that they're not able to grow their business. They're just focused on actually just maintaining what is going on. And they can go on this for months or maybe even years. And they're wondering why they're not able to grow. And it's because they're not focused on what is necessary in order to grow. And what's interesting is that sometimes you have to not focus on the main thing in order to give yourself to think about what it is you could start to do in the future. Once you have that discipline enough that you can start to plan what's happening, things are going to end up falling into place. You're going to be able to find the right people in your life to help support you with the things that you want to be doing. But planning is so crucial. And if you're not going to plan, you're just going to do things that might feel good, but aren't going to move the needle. This second idea we need to start to focus on is we need to give ourselves a smaller time frame. You see, when people look to commit to a goal, they end up setting goals that are so massive that they get so overwhelmed by the fact that they're going to have to do so much work. And because of that, they're not able to get themselves in the right mental state day in and day out because they're just looking up the mountain. And what we have to understand is that if we want to be able to hit our goals, we have to make them into smaller chunks. So even if we have an infinite goal, as Simon Sinek likes to talk about, of living a healthy lifestyle, if we could break that goal into more finite goals, that's going to be the thing that's going to help us. Even if we start our commitment off for only a week, that can be the thing that starts to build to give us our momentum that we really need. For myself, when I used to set these goals, I was constantly thinking about big goals, but I kept getting so overwhelmed because I kept thinking about all the steps that needed to happen. And because of that, I wasn't able to take the next step. Stop thinking about step 5 or 6 and look to just take a step back in order to allow yourself to see what is necessary in the moment. There are only so many things you can do right now. And if we can just start to break ourselves down into what those small tasks are, that's going to be the thing that's going to get us moving forward, to allow us to build momentum, to make the discipline even easier for us, because we're already going to start to see that success we want. The third idea is really an idea within our own mindset and our own expectation. You see, for so many people, the reason why they get so frustrated is because they have the wrong expectation. If we can start to put ourselves in a position where, you know what, we understand that things are going to go wrong. We understand that it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard, and yet we still have to persevere. We still have to move forward. We're going to only set ourselves up for success. How many people expect something to be so easy, and because of that, they end up hurting themselves later on? We have to realize for ourselves that if we want to be growing, recognize that it's not going to be easy. And if we could just shift that expectation, when those times do come, because they will come. We're going to be able to handle them so much better because we're not going to be surprised. We're not going to be shocked. We shouldn't anticipate them in terms of making them happen, but understand that they will happen and they're going to happen in a way that we don't even know about. So instead of having all the anxiety, how about X, Y, and Z is going to happen, just understand that we can only focus on what we can control. Things will pop up and us bouncing back is going to be the most important. It's one of the things that I tell the guys that I work with who want to start working out and they want to wake up early in the morning. And I tell them that the first couple of days you might be so excited and you might get yourself to do it. But I know for me on day 4 or 5, it's always the hardest. And I realized that I can't think during those times. I just have to move and take the action, because once I get over that hill, things are going to be a lot smoother. We have to be able to audit ourselves and know ourselves so well that when things do go bad, how are we going to react? How are we supposed to react? And without the emotion that we're bringing into the situation, what is it we're supposed to be doing? Once we understand that, we're already setting ourselves up for when things don't go as we plan in order to see that success. The fourth idea is actually a really interesting strategy. And what I want to say is that so many of us have a goal, but do we really know why we're doing this goal? Meaning, why on an emotional level are we doing this goal? You see, on the one hand, our emotions can be used as something that can bring us down, that we're not feeling it and we're not in the mood, so therefore we're not going to do something. But imagine if you had such emotion, such power, such passion that you can start to take that emotion and get yourself to do something. It's why it's so important to understand your why when it comes to the things that you want to be doing. And if you can remind yourself of those things and you can get emotional about those things, that's going to be the driving force for you. Because for so many of us, we want to be doing something. We want to be healthy. We want to be able to make money, but we're only going a layer or two deep. We have to understand that if we want to step up, if we want to be doing more, we have to step into the role and really understand that we can use that emotion to help trigger the success that we want. For so many people, they want to be doing so much more, and it's on us to be able to move forward to make those things happen. So really getting down to the core of why it is you're doing what you're doing, that's going to be the thing that's going to help you move forward. That's going to be the thing when things do go rough, you're going to be able to tap into to allow yourself to get up. That's why when your alarm wakes you up in the morning and you're exhausted and tired and you didn't really sleep the night before, it's going to be the thing that's going to pull you out of bed because you have such a drive to be able to do whatever it is you're looking to do. Finding that drive, finding that passion, and then putting the gasoline on it is only going to enhance it and allow you to be able to take that action that is necessary in order to achieve the goals that you're looking to achieve. The fifth idea is understanding that we need to have accountability. Whether it's a person, whether it's a group, or whether it's just something that you could put in place personally, if we can have that accountability, that's going to be the thing that's going to help pressurize us in order to take the actions that we want. It's the reason why people hire personal trainers, because they know if they have somebody that's there, if they're paying somebody in order to meet them there at 5 in the morning, so they're going to get out of bed even if they're exhausted. And the same thing applies for all the goals that we want. So find a friend, find a family member to help hold you accountable, to make sure that you can start to do the things that you want to do, and make sure they're the type of people who are bringing you up. We all know people, even close friends of ours, who love to take that jab at us, but understand that, you know what, it's not about that. It's about having that positivity. We already speak enough negativity towards ourselves, and if we can have those people around us, we're only going to help us increase our success, really pull us up. And somebody we don't want to let down, that could be something that could start to change everything. So we need to ask ourselves, who is that person that we can start to use? Who's that person we maybe even want to hire? Because we know if we hire them, then we're going to actually pay attention even more. And by doing that, that's going to be the positive peer pressure that we're going to have in order to do the stuff that we want to be getting done. And the last and final idea about discipline is you have to understand that you're going to need to be a little bit more patient. I know it sounds cliche, and for so many people, they don't want to be hearing it, but success does take time. Even for the people who made it overnight, I find that they're making it overnight because they've been working on something behind the scenes for so long, or maybe in a similar arena. And when they go to this new arena, they're taking all their previous skills, and that's the thing that's helping them plow forward. Understand that if you want to be successful, you're going to have to be disciplined. There's going to be times where things are going to work out great. There's going to be times where things are not going to work out the way we really want it. We have to understand that if we want to move forward, if we want to take advantage of certain things in our own life, we have to be able to keep doing it. So even when things do go down, it's picking ourselves back up. The difference between successful people and not successful people is the difference of actually getting back up or not. And if we have that ability, then is there really anything we can't do? Why wouldn't we be able to succeed in any area? Because we're always constantly going to be moving forward. And it's on us to take that advantage in order to see the success that we really want to be seeing. And you might be asking yourself, Bennett, that's really nice that I have to be more disciplined, but I don't really feel it for myself. I don't really enjoy myself so much. Take a look at this next video where I share with you what it is that you need to build that confidence to get yourself to do more, to become the person that you want to become.